I'm giving away 4 Bunny Squeak skins in this video, and the way to join the giveaway is pretty simple. All you gotta do is watch this whole video, leave a like on it, and subscribe, all the usual stuff. But the way things work now are a bit different, so I need everyone to comment either their Twitter handle or their Discord ID or something that I can reach out to you with. Because this time, to make things faster, we just get links, and I can send them straight to you, and then you can click it and get the skin. It's a one-time use, so don't mess with it, just use it. But yeah, to join the giveaway, just do all that, and let's get into the video. This Brawl Talk was insane. This update might not be too huge, even though I actually think it's pretty cool. Like, I actually love the skins in this update. But this Brawl Talk specifically was a big landmark for them because they finally gave like a roadmap of what their plans are. And we already know the news. Gears are getting reworked in the next update. It's insane. I'm so glad. I thought they were going to wait a while to do it, but apparently in October, they're going to do a complete rework of Gears, and they're even going to add more Gears to the game. This single-handedly is going to make so many people come back to the game. That one mention of just Gears being changed soon, it was a big play. But this time around, I'm actually going to go in depth about the Brawl Talk. I'm going to look at the brawlers, at the skins and everything, and we're just gonna go through it all together and have some fun. Starting with the first thing that we have to go through here, we have Sam, who's a new chromatic brawler for the season. He's actually a tank, which, have we even seen a tanky chromatic brawler yet? I might be blanking out. Yes, Ash and Buzz. We at least haven't seen many tanky chromatic brawlers, but he's actually pretty cool. His mechanics are completely unique. He's got 7,800 health, and his super is completely different than everybody else's. He actually spawns with it, and normally before you even use your super, we gotta go through this one first. His main attack is really similar to Rosa's in my opinion. It's just slightly different. He does 2 punches per shot. They're pretty short range and they do 1,200 damage per hit, so it's 2,400 in total. It's a pretty basic attack, but once you put your super into play, you chuck that thing at somebody, it goes through them, it does 2,100 damage while you're punching them probably. So if you're fighting a squishy brawler or you're bush camping and you go up on a squishy brawler, you could probably just destroy him in like 1 second. And the way his super works, so you start with it, once you throw it, your weapon changes. So it's similar to how you were punching already, it's just weaker and smaller. But once you get your super back, then you pull the thing that you threw out back to you, and I'm sure it can be pulled through walls and stuff, and it does 1,050 damage on the way back to you. Now, the interesting thing about this is the fact that when you throw the thing out, I don't remember what it's called, but when you throw it out, I'm assuming it doesn't go through walls. Like, I'm guessing that it can hit a wall. So if there's a skilled player with this brawler and you are able to utilize walls really well, you might be able to just throw the super, pick it back up, and just keep throwing it at people. Like, that could actually be insane. Also, I didn't mention, but when you throw your super, you get a speed boost, so you could technically cycle speed boosts as well if you really need to. Unless I'm wrong about this, unless there's some kind of timer, but from what I saw, when you throw your super, you get a speed boost. So if you throw it to a wall, run up to it, and catch it again, you might just be able to use that as like an infinite speed boost. Don't fact check me. I'll fact check myself eventually, but from the Brawl Talk footage, that's what I was able to decipher. And if you throw your super into a place where you can't really get it back very easily, you can also go around punching brawlers to get your super back so then you can pull it back to you. And what I'm curious about is if he has the tank trait, because if he has the tank trait, then you could just get hit by people to get your super back and then pull it back to you. That could be cool too. But I'm assuming he doesn't have it because of the fact that you actually start with your super when you start the game. If he ends up being weak though, if he needs some kind of tweaking, then you know, they could give that to him. I know that passive abilities is something that they're really trying to work on, so I'm guessing his passive is starting with the super in the first place. Either way, that's everything about Sam, so let's move on to the next thing, which is one of my favorite parts about this update for one specific reason. I'm gonna go through all the skins that I really think are awesome. The first one being Crowbone. This skin is literally gonna single-handedly make Crow my new favorite brawler again. He used to be my favorite for the longest time until Stu came out, and then Stu got a pumpkin skin, but I feel like I'm gonna rock this Crow skin all day long. Like, this skin is actually insane. It gives him like a really sick cape. He has a skull head. Like, everything about the skin is awesome. Focus on me. I just think the skin's amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight that one specifically. And of course we have the Moon Bunny Squeak, which I'm gonna be giving 4 away. Remember that. Watch this video, subscribe, comment your stuff. Let's go. And just for Ray, there is a Mecha Mortis skin. 299 gems, a set of pins, a spray, I think, a player icon, 2 color variations in the shop. Ray is getting everything he might need right now. This is insane. I'm actually so happy for Ray. Like, I want to see his reaction to this. I'm pretty sure Ray is literally bubbling with joy right now about this update just because of the Mortis skin. And of course, the robots got a remodel. That was kind of expected. They insinuated that like all over the place with a bunch of posts with the robots in them, and it suits the theme. But sticking to that topic, they're bringing a new PvE mode, which at first I was a bit confused about, but how it works is basically 8-Bit is your heist safe, and he can fall asleep over time. But there's coins around the map that can wake him up if you pick up the coin. And from what I know, 8-Bit walks around and he might even shoot the robots that are coming at you. He might even place his super down. So basically, you want to get coins to keep 8-Bit awake, so then it's easier to save him. And then if you can survive until the timer runs out and 8-Bit is still alive, then you win. I'm not sure if you can heal him or something, but if you can, then that's cool. Either way, it's pretty much protect the president, which is something I might actually want to make content on, so that's a pretty cool mode. Moving on, we have my favorite brawler in this update, which is Gus, who is also a super rare brawler, so a lot of people are going gonna be able to get him. That's pretty cool. He's not that tanky. He has 4,800 health. It's not the worst, but it's also not the best. It's kind of like lower middle tier health. His main attack is just a straight shot forward like a lot of other brawlers in this game. It does 1,380 damage per shot, which is also on the lower side of things, I believe, but he seems to have like a medium-ish reload speed, so it shouldn't be like that bad. But I feel like if he gets rushed up on, he's probably dead. Like a Mortis or really any kind of assassin, I feel like they could just destroy him unless he gets a super, when then he could have a slight chance of survival. Basically what I'm saying is this brawler might be really bad in Showdown, so I might not be able to play him, even though I think he looks really cool to play. The coolest aspect about him, in my opinion, is the fact that he has like this bar that he can fill up by hitting people. From what I saw, it seems like it takes about 3 shots to fill the bar, and then once you get the bar, then your next shot, wherever it lands, will drop a ghost on the ground, and either you or your teammates can go pick that up. But something I realized is that it heals at least 800 health. I wasn't able to see anything more than that on the Brawl Talk footage, so it heals at least 800. I'm guessing it's gonna be like 1200 or something around there. Either way, you could place multiple ghosts on the ground, so like you could put them in choke points where your teammates might want to go to get healed, and then they could just walk into the ghost and heal. I think that's a really cool heal mechanic. But do you guys remember a while ago, for like a span of a few weeks, when I was asking for a shield brawler? Well, he's finally here. He looks fun to play, his aesthetic is cool, and overall I think this is going to be a really cool brawler. Also, did I mention that the shield is 3500 shield? That is a big shield. That's like Edgar's gadget, but doubled almost. Not only that, but you can put it on your teammates, or you could just cycle it. As for how many shots it takes to get his super, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like 4 or more. I don't think you should be able to get it in 3 shots, because then you could just shield yourself immediately. But if he ends up weak because of his low damage, then that could actually be a good feature. I'm excited for the strategy that he's gonna bring. Like, I'm not really gonna play him in 3v3 modes, obviously, unless maybe he ends up being good and then I end up playing a 3v3 mode at some point. But in Showdown, I could just imagine getting myself like a giant pool of ghosts or something, and then I just walk into all of them. He's just gonna be fun. He looks like a really fun brawler. Something I've been asking for a very long time is finally here, which is a new Showdown environment. Finally, they're adding a new one. It's gonna be the new Robo theme. They showed it for like 2 seconds only, but I am so excited for this. They're finally doing it. They're adding a Showdown environment. Finally, Showdown will have a visual difference after years of not having any. I have hopes that eventually they're gonna add like every theme to Showdown, just to change things up. Like every single time you play a map, it's a different theme. I think that would just be awesome. It would be visually different every time. It would just feel unique. But this is a good start. Now we have 3. We have 3 different things. While every other mode has several, this has 3 now, which I'll take it. I'll take it. It's better than 2. Then we have insight on the 2 new gadgets, and buzzes is one of those where you activate it, then your attack does something different, or maybe his super does something different, but I'm not sure what that could be because they don't show anything. So it has something to do with either his attack or his super. What that might be, I have no clue, but I'm assuming it's something to do with one of those 2. That's all I can say. And Griff's is a little bit weird. It seems like it only adds 1 more projectile to his shot. So instead of shooting out 3 series of projectiles, he shoots out 4, which is obviously more DPS, but I feel like that's a little bit boring for him. I feel like they could have done something a bit different, because yes, Griff needs more DPS. Let's give him all the DPS in the world, please. And now to the ending aspects of the Brawl Talk, where they mentioned so many things that they're going to be changing in the future. I'm so excited for all of this. In the next update, or one of the next updates, they're completely overhauling gears. The amount of people that have been asking for it are finally getting answered, and they're doing it early. Originally, Frank and the other members in the team said that they weren't going to do it this year, but they pushed it back into their primary list of things to do. They pushed other things away, and we are finally getting a gear rework in the next update. Not this one, but when it comes, everybody's gonna be so happy. So many people are gonna come back to the game who got really disencouraged by gears existing. Not only that, not only are they gonna fix gears, but everybody's getting refunded on all of their gear scrap and their gear tokens, and I'm pretty sure they're actually changing the entire gear system to just work with coins, and they might just make players get more coins or something like that. That's what I'm assuming is gonna happen. So my guess is that there's gonna be, you have to upgrade them with coins, but then you also have gear tokens. So they're probably going to remove gear scraps, and then all you need to do is just get the gear tokens and then spend some coins to upgrade your gear or to unlock the gear. From what it seems, they're actually going to remove the 1st and 2nd levels, and when you get a gear, it might just be how it is. It might just be like 1 level per gear. But with that being said, there's going to be more gears. You don't have to spend so many resources on leveling 1 gear up on 1 brawler. Instead, you probably just have to unlock that 1 gear for the brawler and then go unlock it for everybody else. But you don't have to level it up 2 times for every single brawler. That's how it seems, at least. And this is the most exciting news we have gotten from Brawl Stars in the longest time. I am so happy about this. I'm sure everybody's happy about this. This is honestly one of the best Brawl Talks I've ever seen, and there's even more to go through. They talked about even more, so let's continue. Eventually, they're going to completely revamp PvE modes, which I'm excited about because they probably have some big ideas for it. They already mentioned some in the Brawl Talk. There's going to be new maps, probably new themes, and unique power-ups that you can get in the modes, and everything. It's going to be really cool, I think. Obviously, we have no gameplay on that at all. That's not going to be for like another probably 3-4 months, but it is interesting and it's kind of exciting because if they do something really cool with PvE modes, then that could make for some good content. Also, Frank mentioned in the Brawl Talk, when mentioning that, he said a story. It's like you're telling a story. So I'm guessing that it might be a story mode, a PvE story mode in some way. And big news for players who aren't maxed out or are missing some brawlers in the game that you really want. Later on, I don't know how far in the future this is going to be. It's probably going to be like 3 updates later, but they're planning on implementing features where you can work towards getting a brawler that you want, like a specific brawler that you want. You can work towards getting them in some way. And also, if there's a brawler that you really want to upgrade, they're going to be working on ways for you to specifically try to upgrade that brawler. So they're adding a lot of personalization into the game, and it doesn't even end there. In the future, I don't know how far this is going to be again, because it could be like 6 months from now, it could be 4 months from now, it could be in a couple updates. They're kind of unsure about like when all this is going to happen, it seems, but it's in their brains, you know, it's on their to-do list. But they're going to add masteries eventually. The thing that everybody's been wanting, they announced that they're going to do it eventually, which is really cool to hear. I hope that comes sooner than later, just so then people can start working on them sooner, obviously. But at this point, it's just really good to know that they're planning on doing it. It's just so good to know what they have in store for what they're going to do, because all of these features that they mentioned seem really cool. And starting with gears is the best play here by far. 100% best play, because gears have been the biggest problem for a while. Everybody knows this, and the fact that they're going to do that first means that so many people are going to come back to the game. Every feature in the future that they add is going to be simply better because gears are better. It's going to be so cool, dude. I'm so excited. So finally, I can say that we have a very bright future when it comes to updates for Brawl Stars. I'm not nearly as worried as I was like a couple weeks ago. And they're also eventually going to add changes to matchmaking. I'm not sure what that's going to be, but they're going to do that. I'm guessing they're going to make it more like total trophy based or something like that, because right now matchmaking is a little bit confusing. And I personally don't like how when you get a new brawler, you have to push them against bots until you reach 100 trophies. So I hope that in the future they change that specifically, because that would make Nuzlocke and like everything else just way more fun. And apparently they're also going to add new ways to get like cosmetics and skins and stuff like that. They're just going to add like more unique ways to do stuff in the game, which is all really exciting. So I'm just so happy about this update, dude. And again, if you want to join the Squeak giveaway, then drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your Discord or your Twitter handle in the comment section down below. And watch out for future videos on this channel, because I'm going to be doing even more giveaways than those, or you're going to have more chances to enter, because I'm going to let you enter in multiple different videos. And with that all being said, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.